What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the DIY Tyler Make It Extreme Kitchen series. We're doing it in, 2-3 months, not like a day like the old TV series, but lots of good times. Today is a big day. This wall behind me, delete, delete, delete. So we got all the LVLs here. I got some help coming, and we are going to build some support walls down along the sides of this, and then we're going to replace these low-bearing walls with some big old triple LVLs and some 6x6 beams. It's going to be a good time. If you never see me again, you will know this has failed. If this video posts successfully, it was a good time. Clearly, we got to jump back a few days and show you what it actually looked like before we started tearing anything off this wall. The fridge was over here, the coffee bar, and the pantry were over here, at least on the kitchen side. And on the opposite side, it was just a wall. That's where we have a projector screen that goes up there, as well as some pictures. So we needed to get the fridge, the pantry cleaned out, any cabinets that were on this wall out of here. And then we obviously need to get the sheetrock off of there. So that's what we're going to start doing. And it was a bit of a demo job. And actually, this was a modular construction. We've modified it quite a bit, so I don't know what you would call it nowadays, but at least the original shell was modular. So this is where the two walls actually join together. So we knew about this, but I was a little bit surprised to find the insulated cardboard or whatever this shiny stuff is that you see right here. So we actually had to hack this apart with the Sawzall, which I don't think we showed any of that because that's just boring. But for the most part, we just had to bust out all of the sheetrock, and then clearly we had to pull back some electrical as well. Until right about this part of the project, I was not actually sure which way the electrical ran. Did it go up into the ceiling or did it go down into the crawl space? I was fairly confident it went up into the ceiling just because of the lack of electrical wires going into this wall from downstairs, and we turned out to be right. Everything went up, which was good because that means we could put a channel into the ceiling and run all our electrical when the time for that came. All the boys wanted to get on the action, and they certainly had a good time knocking everything off the wall. What boy doesn't want to whack a wall with a hammer? Now we really got to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't whack any new walls now that the project is pretty much complete and we are just getting you guys caught up to speed. Once everything was knocked off, this is what we're looking like, ready for some action. This video has been brought to us by our friends over at Carolina Boots, Carolina Shoe. I don't know what the promo code is going to be for you guys this time, but I'll put it right here on the screen. Use that to save a certain percentage off your boots. This is the Chancellor line right here. They are built for work. You can get apparel, you can get hats. Most well known for their boots. These boots are going on about 3 years, almost time for a refresh. They have a comp toe, keep your toes safe, keep your feet safe, keep your back in good shape as you're walking around all day. You've known they've been powering the channel for many years now. Highly recommend. Use the promo code right here at checkout to save a percentage off of your cart. Thanks, Carolina, for sponsoring the channel. We are ready to rumble. We got some big old brackets, nails, liquid nails, plenty of liquids for us, plenty of power in our rigid power tools. This is one of the best things I've bought in a long time. Tough built stack to have all of our tools in one spot. We have our LVLs. These are 9.5-inch LVLs. We got 6x6s to hold everything up. 2x6s, 2x4s to build our temporary walls, and we even have little help, and we got some big help coming to get this thing done. If you take a look, you can see that we cut a channel out of the ceiling, and we also pulled the floor away from this wall we want to remove, and this is so that we can build a temporary wall that is going from solid wood to solid wood. We didn't want it sitting underneath the sheetrock and definitely not on top of the carpet. So we snapped the chalk line to make sure we had equidistance from the wall we're taking out to our temporary walls. We are building a temporary wall on both sides, and we're going to do this out of 2x4s, and we're going for somewhere in a rough 24-inch on-center spacing for this wall. You might ask why 24-inch on-center? Well, we're doubling up the wall, so we figured that having two of them will equate to having a 16-inch on-center wall. And we are posting the video, so things must have been successful. Noah, one of my buddies that came over to help, was outside whacking things down to their final length. The kids would carry them in, and then Bob, the other gentleman that graciously came over to help out, was helping me set up the temporary walls on the inside. We clearly don't want our ceiling to sag at all when we remove that old wall we're taking out, so we are making sure that we're wedging these 2x4s into place. Nothing was hanging loose there. Got them where they needed to be, and then we added a couple of nails on the top and bottom just to make sure we didn't accidentally knock anything out. And this is what we're looking like. You can see the temporary wall on both sides of the wall we're wanting to remove. And then it was time for Sawzalls. And you could probably clearly tell that this video is not sponsored by any power tool, because we have about every different color you could imagine in here, and they all performed admirably well with this mega demo job. I will have to admit, I would not be telling the truth if I would say I wasn't a little bit puckered up with every board that we were pulling out of here. It is, after all, my house. This is where my kids live. So it was a little bit scary, but in the long run, everything worked out phenomenal. And it was comforting to see Bob and Noah, who have done work like this before, just motoring right through with no concern at all. Not liquid nails. After a lot of Sawzall and multi-tool work, a little bit of grinder work to make sure we got all those nails out of the way, we're looking much more open already. What we're doing right about now is measuring so that we can get some temporary T-posts cut up. So once we bring in the LVL, we're able to hold it up into place with these T-posts as we prepare to put in the big 6x6 posts.
That's like 3 T-posts, the LVL up? Yeah.
And then we are going to go outside and prep the LVLs to build up the beam. We are laminating 3 LVLs together. For the big wall, it is a 20-footer that we're cutting down to roughly 19 feet. And then we're going to liquid nails and nail 3 of them together.
With this glue, because I don't want it seeping out the sides, so I'm keeping it in the middle.
That's cool.
So this is going to be on the top.
Yep. Ooh, the squish of liquid nails. I'm good.
How do you like that?
I'm good. I'm proud on, a little bit proud on the, what will be the top, I think.
Before you nail it, because that way, if you nail it first, you're cooked. That thing ain't moving.
Not moving at all, yeah.
But if you You always nail on a bit of an angle too, because otherwise the nails are gonna stick out the bottom, and that's not good when you're putting your last one in.
We had the 20-footer to prepare, and then we have another roughly 9-footer to prepare that the 20-footer actually joins into, and we'll show you that later. Got it? Good job.
You're good.
I can personally attest to you that this beam was neither light nor graceful to carry in, but thankfully I was in the middle, so I could basically just pretend I was lifting for the kids while Bob and Noah did all the work. This thing was very heavy, but we got it in there. We set it up into place. The kids handed us those T-posts. You can see Ethan bringing that over to Noah right now to relieve some of the weight off of us. We'll put those T-posts into place, make sure we wedge it up against. Things were looking pretty fantastic. Our length measurement on the beam was good, but of course we had to take it down because our T-posts were just a wee bit too long and we didn't want to super wedge them into place. So down it goes. We definitely got leg day in when we were doing this beam work.
You good, bud? Yep. I got my end, you're good. Good. You just set it straight down for now.
Yeah, I'm coming out.
like 3/16 needs to be taken off.
Yeah, same.
To get it in easy.
Do we want it in easy, or do we want that to?
Probably want to wedge it in a bit, so no more than 4 or 8.
Okay, enough debate already about cutting down the T-posts. We got that figured out, we got them cut, kids are ready to go, and it's back up again with the beam in our T-post this time. We're just right. We were able to get them into place, make sure the beam was wedged up where it needed to be. We aligned it to the wall as we wanted, because we got to align with the wall going down the hallway. Once we got that into place, Noah tacked a couple of nails just in the top to make sure we didn't wiggle out of position.
Very good.
Alright. Yep. Perfect. So I should have like 3/8 on each side reveal.
Say 3/8 on each side?
Yeah.
And this is where that roughly 9-foot triple LVL is going to go to attach the 20-footer to with a massive bracket. So we had to do a little bit more work to make sure we were able to fit that beam into place. And I do want to throw out there that an architect did stamp and sign off on drawings for all of this. So if anyone was concerned, we can throw the liability on that architectural stamp. This was a little bit of a tight squeeze to wiggle this sucker into place, but in the long run we got it. We did actually have to bring in a 3-ton jack to be able to push things around just a little bit. And we actually used that jack later on to lift up the big beam to be able to put this 6x6 post under. And we didn't actually get any footage of doing that, so here you can see us doing the same process. So we're using a 2x6 on top of the jack. We are making very sure that the pressure from that jack is transferred to the wall down below, which is where we put a new concrete pier into place to make sure we have full support. So we're using that jack to slightly lift up the beam to make sure we have everything right where we want it. And that's the gigantic bracket that we need to have to connect the two beams together. And here you can see us putting one of the 6x6 beams mostly into place. We did have to take that out, cut it down a little bit, but here you can see it in place, right in the middle where Bob is, and then you can see a second one over on the left side, right in front of where I'm walking right now, which is up against where the LVL attaches into the wall. So we have those two giant 6x6 that are sitting on the concrete piers that we put in a couple of videos ago. And then we have the open den on the right-hand side right over Ethan is going to be open just like that, looking into the great room. And that LVL that is over by Ethan there is sitting on the cinder block wall of the house, supported by triple 2x6s, transferring that weight into the ground. So we had to pull all of the temporary walls down. We did put them in with ring shank nails, so that was a whole lot of fun. But a little bit of grinder work takes those nails right off, and we are ready to go. We're going to give you a little sneak peek here, looking about 2 months ahead to pretty much current time. What are we going to do with this beam? So we actually built an distressed looking beam out of multiple pieces, and we're going to cover those LVLs and the pressure treated 6x6s so that we have a nice rustic looking post and beam in the house. The color is different than the cabinets to tie the flooring from the great room area and the office area on the other side have the same darker hickory flooring. So this beam, once we stain it, and you can see that in a second, ties everything together. And if you look in the background, you can see how much more advanced the kitchen is. And boy, what a change going from this very dark, very restricted to this wide open area. We are absolutely loving it. I hope you guys are too, enjoying this transformation. I'm DIY Tyler. You guys have a good one.